without me, and yet here we are. What do you have to say about that? Huh? Huh?
Wait, this isn't a Wendy's. You told me you were going to Wendy's.
What? I, no,
The
I
heck,
didn't.
man. Yeah, you did.
What? No,
Said
what?
it right here on this note I found.
What? What? No.
Yeah, on the floor.
What?
You the one right there. See it?
What? I don't see it. What? I didn't leave that there.
Are you sure? It looks like your handwriting.
I don't know who left that there.
Oh, okay. Well, guess we're not going to Wendy's.
I mean, we can. I won't say no. Like,
Yeah, you tell him, Griffin. You tell him.
I didn't lie. What have okay, fine. After the podcast, it's possible to go to Wendy's. How about that?
Mm, he didn't say no. Mm.
Okay, all right. Anyway, all right. Welcome to the Kino Corner, where we talk about the very best in movies, news, and trailers from a certain point of view. I am joined here by Mr. Chakaron, and after we go through a little bit of news, a little bit of trailers, we'll be talking about not one of my favorite film franchises, one I find highly underrated in the horror space, monster movie space. That would be the Critters. There's a lot of Critters movies, but we'll go into more detail later on, of course. But I only plan on talking about the first four because everything after four, it's not really following any continuity. There's like some independent. I get to the point where you can argue they're more or less fan films and not anything cohesive or official. It's weird, but anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Yes, I am joined today by the bear himself, Chakaron.
Oh.
Just yes.
So
Well,
my Wendy's.
then let's get through this. All right, yeah. All right, well, let's get through this then. First, we gotta talk about a little bit of movie news. A little bit of movie news. All right. First bit of movie news on the table. This is gonna be really quick. Apparently, there's gonna make a Labubu movie. Why?
So they could push the selling of Labubus. That's why.
Look, it it weirds me out because like not long like after it was like right before, right after. I can't remember which came first, but right around this announcement, we got word that Funko Pop sales are so far down that they might declare bankruptcy next year.
Oof.
And again, I'm the boy who cried wolf at this point. I'm going to keep
I
telling.
mean,
Yeah,
like I can understand why. They're neat, but I don't understand the attraction of Funko Pops myself. I get it; they're a collectible thing, and they have they have a wide variety, of choices to buy. But if I was going to have a physical representation of my favorite character, then I don't want, some balloon-headed, mini-bodied, soulless-eyed thing
right.
that, that I'll keep in a box.
I I get that. I don't mind their very idea, but I think I understand Funko Pops more than I understand Labubu because with Funko Pops you get what you get. Like there's a window you see exactly into the figure. So if I tell you there's a Mass Effect Funko Pops, you know there's going to be like Garrus and Shepard. There's probably a big one for like one of the Shepard or something. Like you know exactly what you're going to
Yeah,
get. I don't get Labubus because from what I can gather about everything I looked up, it's just a mystery box, and there's like rare Labubus and stuff that you can get from the box. Like, oh, and I'm just, it's just a
And that part of Funko Pops makes sense, and that they are a reference to something. They are
right,
a representation to something, whereas the Boo Boos just existed
right.
or exist. It's like, why are these? I get rarities a thing, but there should be something more than just, oh, it's rare.
Mhm. It's the final form of gotcha. It's
A 5-leaf clover is rare, but
yeah. I just like I see this movie gonna be in the same quality and caliber as remember like Sony made that movie based off of like Ugly Dolls or whatever it is a few years ago.
Trolls.
Yeah, Trolls, Ugly Dolls, like all those. It's gonna be of that
That's
same
exactly
caliber.
what I thought of whenever I saw and heard of this. It's like, oh, got it. It's like trolls, where it was just a toy that they're like, oh, like let's make a movie based on this to try and either boost its sales or just because it's popular.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to admit, I never heard of a troll craze. Trolls are always just that weird toy in,
It's because there
uh,
wasn't one. Like honestly, the movie Trolls recently, I think, performed better than any of the toys. Because no, seriously, because it was a musical, so they were able to put in some
no,
other
I don't.
music to it.
No, I don't just believe you. I'm just laughing at it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So I don't know what's gonna happen with this. I don't care what I'm not even gonna wait for the trailer. I'm not gonna see this. I yeah it. I hope very soon as a society, after going through this stuff multiple times, we realize that all this stuff is just the next iteration of what like Beanie Babies, like
Hey,
Funko.
take that back. Beanie Babies were awesome.
I'm not saying they weren't. Like again, I have look, but there are people that like went overboard and bought like like thousands upon thousands of dollars of Beanie Babies and just like it's an investment. Like those are the people that take it too far, and it just gets worse and worse every generation of like collectibles like it. And like when I go to Funko Pops, I think I have like 5 Funko Pops because they're just like okay, these are the ones I want. I don't think that's inherently wrong. Like I don't like with Labubu. If someone has a Labubu because they think, oh, these little things look cool, they're just like have one or two. I don't have a problem with that. Do you?
Yeah.
But but I know how people react to this, and I just know that like it's just that next fad toy, and so like a movie based off of a toy seldom does well. So
You know
I
what? I'm gonna hold out hope that maybe it's a smash hit of just like, wow, this why is this such a good movie? I hope it's just like that.
And Pete Griffin says that Beanie Babies didn't even get a movie. What are you talking about? It's called Care Bears.
That's different.
I know. I'm
Care
sorry.
Bears aren't Beanie Babies,
I
sir.
know. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's we just know it's happening. We don't know anything. Honestly, with the news about Funko Pops, depending on like how these types of things go, anything could happen. This could be a straight to streaming thing. Who knows? It's we just got the news that it's happening, so anything can happen with it. But okay, next piece of news I only added because it makes me happy. I tried to find a picture of both of the casting announcements, but I just went with the one that I'm the most happy with. It's just the One Piece season 3. It's filming, and they announced castings for Mr. Two, Bon Clay, and Ace. Um,
Excellent.
yeah, 10 out of 10. I looked at the guy they got for Mr. Clay. They use a non-binary actor. Uh, he does experiences like drag shows and whatnot, and I'm sorry, but you look at this guy's calf muscles, and he is like he is like almost hilariously jacked. Like he's got those beefy legs on a drag show body. It is
Yeah,
like
I picture here. I can see because I see I see the choice for Ace here, and I think that's a good one.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, the guy from Blue Beetle, like baller. In fact, here, let me see if I could send you a picture of like of everything else in the background here. I'm gonna see if I can find a,
You know what? I'll look it up. I got my phone here.
okay.
Uh,
Cole Escola is his name. The last name is spelled Escola.
Cola Scola.
Yes.
Man's even got the butt chin.
Yeah, like I can't be mad at this casting.
It's perfect.
Like like the only thing that I can just I want to hear is I want to hear his laugh, and I know that sounds weird, but One Piece characters have super unique laughs. So I want to hear just that guffaw, just just I cannot do a Bankai laugh justice.
Yeah, I can't do. I can't either.
But it's just this joyous guffaw, and oh man, like now like this makes me wary. I know there was apparently confirmation there was going to be more seasons of One Piece. I haven't confirmed that because I've heard a million different things. I'm still of the opinion that it's going to be hard to do anything after Alabasta.
Oh yeah, definitely because they've really thrown off the some of the timing of stuff.
Yeah.
Like introducing Garp when they did
Oh yeah.
was a choice.
Oh yeah. It was a choice.
I don't think it was a good choice personally, but
No.
it was a choice.
Um I think you could still, if they go so far as Water 7, you could still have that moment, but it's going to be an emphasis on like Chopper and Frankie and Robin react, maybe Usopp, because I don't think he really interacted with them at all. So I think it was just Zoro and Nami that kind of know now, and I don't think Zoro would care to tell, and Nami would, you know, it's
Would
Nami.
tell.
Yeah,
It's like that was the whole thing.
yeah,
That was like in a Water 7. It's like so Luffy has someone inside, like he has a relative as part of the enemy, and not only that, he can throw cannonballs at a greater force than freaking cannons,
yeah.
which has already been spoiled.
Oh yeah, and
Which
even
is like
even beyond
we
that, but uh,
we already knew the world of One Piece was ridiculous. You
mhm.
know, especially after the little bit of the first season we've seen so far. Uh, but we didn't get an idea of how. But in those first arcs, we didn't get an idea of exactly how ridiculous. Like until we got to like water, like well, I say until we got to water, so we got it way earlier than that.
I would say the whispers really started in Alabasta, that whole saga, and then just
Yeah,
from there and from Water 700 just started going off the rails.
yeah, it started going off the rails of like, holy crap, this place is nuts.
Yeah.
And having Garp be one of those ridiculous characters, and being related to our main character was this it was a moment of establishing legitimacy, you know.
Hmm.
Uh, you know, we better uh I just realized if we keep talking about this, we're going to talk about this the rest of the episode.
We
I
are,
have a
but
lot to say
like
about this.
the
So let's
big.
we should.
I know we don't know what they're gonna do. We do know that seasons 2 and 3, a lot of that stuff was done around the same time, so I think they're gonna be pretty connected. I know there's a lot of worry about any future seasons, and I think that's valid. Again, I'm still of the concern that, and that's because of this how much this is still part because of the story, but because of just how One Piece is after a certain point. I think
Yeah,
they should stop after Alabasta. If they get the budget, they might be able to go to Ennis Lobby, but that's a hard stop for me. If Alabasta isn't like One Piece gets fucking weird, man.
it like the next arc alone, Skype, like
oh,
Skype.
oh god,
Oh, God,
oh dude,
that would. Oh lordy,
yeah,
that would be pretty weird all on its own. It's like okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
how are we gonna do that, guys?
But to back it a little bit now, like the casting announcements did make me happy. One Cola Scola, like his experience when I heard he like, oh, he has experience in drag shows, he does like ballet, and I just see his kind of like, it's like, god damn, how did they manage to find the perfect Mr. Two in real life? And like that to me, that's just like Oda's involvement in a nutshell. And then Ace made me happy because like they went with somebody who like looks enough like Luffy where people could. I don't think this is a spoiler because outside of the fandom, he's referred to as such. I won't go into further detail about specifics, but someone who feasibly looks like he could be Luffy's brother.
Yeah,
But like, like I think that's a big thing. But also the actor they chose. Again, I once they saw, I was like, I know this guy. He was in Blue Beetle. Oh, the main guy. I love Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle was actually like before Superman came out. Was Blue Beetle was my favorite DC movie in a long time, just because it wasn't trying to be some Snyder Bro extra bullshit. It was just trying to be a fun superhero movie. And instead of focusing on connecting it to a vast world, it's just like, no, no, this is the Blue Beetle movie. Why is Blue Beetle awesome?
good stuff.
Good stuff. Yeah. Also, it had the ultimate comedic villain of Turbo Racist Granny. If you've seen the movie, you know. But but yeah,
We'll let the audience decide.
let let the audience decide. Like, go see. Yeah, read One Piece. Go watch Blue Beetle. That's the takeaway from this. but but yeah. Oh, third piece of news. I lack a lot of gaming context on, but there is going to be a Mass Effect series on Amazon. I,
No,
I don't
I
mind it. Yeah, go ahead.
I just had a thought about this.
Yeah,
Like, because from what I know about the Mass Effect games, is they're wildly different depending on how you play Shepard.
right.
So the question is, are we going Paragon or Renegade?
It's Paragon and Renegade, but here's the really confusing part. We don't know if Shepard's going to be in it because they've already confirmed that this is going to take place after the games. And my whole
Well,
thought
then,
about that is like, what's the fucking point?
are we going on a whole Andromeda stick? Like, are like,
Maybe,
is this like supposed to be pre Andromeda?
maybe again, like okay, I haven't played Mass Effect 3. I've played Mass Effect 1. I've only briefly, and I mean like maybe less than an hour gone into Mass Effect 2. It's a series I would love to re-explore, but I know enough to be aware of the fact that the Mass Effect 1 through 3 are a pretty self-contained story, and the endings are kind of universe changing consequences.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, do they tell me it's after that? That tells me one, they're gonna have to decide on an ending, but two, it's like, what's even left to do after whatever ending you choose? Like I am very I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of lore I don't know. Again, I haven't really played two or three, so this is all rudimentary knowledge. If it turns out there's a lot of story to tell, they get the original team. Awesome. It's just I if this news was just they're making a Mass Effect series, I my stance on it is just like, oh, neat, like very neutral. But the knowledge that just it takes place after the main three games, I'm just like, I guess it confuses me a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But
I
I don't know. Like I've
I don't know either. Like it's a like anything anything I can think of to say. You've already basically said it. Because three was pretty conclusive.
yeah,
Three was pretty freaking conclusive.
right.
And like and Andromeda was their attempt, I guess, to start a new thing, which did, as I'm
I've
pretty sure
heard the
most of us know.
stories.
We know how that went. Though that was mostly due to, as far as I could tell, a for the most part it was a mechanics slash mistakes on the game part, not less the story. Though the
Right,
story, it was also supposedly not anything that amazing or great.
right.
But if if it's its own standalone story, just in the universe of Mass Effect, I think there is an well,
I'm sure. Like, yeah,
there's potential. There's potential there,
there's potential.
because there is quite a lot of depth to the world,
Yeah,
to the universe of Mass Effect. But uh, it just comes down to how they do it.
it,
That's that's all we can do. It's
it
how they do it.
it comes down to how. And yeah, my skepticism is ultimately born from a place of ignorance. Like again, there's a lot of Mass Effect I haven't seen or played, but the I also think that this is a part of my skepticism, like a tiny part, is about the industry as a whole. Because I feel after a success of certain franchises, I really think we are fast approaching the studios are throwing shit at the wall trying to nab IPs, especially video game IPs, to make that next franchise.
Hmm.
I mentioned this in a previous episode, and like every day that passes by, it kind of confirms it in my mind. I think that like each generation or every like decade or so, there's like a type of movie that rules. In the '80s, like was all about horror movies. In the '90s, all about like action movies. I would say in the 2000s, probably the 20th and the 2010s, even it was all about like superhero action movies, right? And I
I
think
would say it was superhero cerebral movies
superhero
was
cerebral movie,
about
yeah. But like
2000.
the
I'd say.
superhero zeitgeist in general reigned. But I think now after certain movie successes, I think they're gonna try to push, and I think part of it is they're aware of superhero fatigue, but I think fans are gonna flock to, and studios are gonna push for video game movies and video game shows. Um, one, for instance, like one trailer, and probably is a good time to mention it that I don't have a slide for is Fallout 2 got a new trailer just because I didn't have any new information to say about that. Sorry, but it, season one was fantastic. In like Arcane is awesome. There's a lot of just video game stories when they focus on like the story of the world of games. So I think there is I think studios are picking up on just whoa, if we like look at the do this and this with this IP and maybe just a little bit of quality. And on the back end of it, I think we're also hitting their wallets because like we have all these big budget things that are not making their money. I think Disney's taking the biggest hits on that regard. Sony's taken a few, but then on you hear about movies like Good Boy and Godzilla minus one that have budgets of like under 100 million, but some have like $15 million budgets that just overperform to the highest degree. And yeah, like people don't want to see, or they're starting to flock towards quality over remakes and schlock. Like they want nostalgia, but they wanted like effort in that nostalgia, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, it does.
So I I'm skeptical, but it's like a healthy skepticism of quality, and the rest of it is just born of ignorance. That's kind of where I'm at on this.
Hmm. I'm not that much more knowledgeable than you are, so I just what little bit I know of the Mass Effect universe is hearsay. It's from friends
Yeah.
telling me about it.
Oh,
I've played less than you of the Mass Effect games,
oh, they're
but
fun.
I I've heard a lot over the years about them.
Yeah, they're fun. I need to replay them. The only part of Mass Effect One that I really grew of my gears was the driving aspects on the planets. I didn't have the best driving controls, but yeah, I don't have to go too far into that. This ain't a gaming podcast. I have my own gaming opinions. This is a movie podcast. But yeah.
So about the next video game.
No, no, no. If there's a gaming podcast, honestly, I think the go-to names for that would be Butch and Kitty. They have much
Yeah.
more gaming opinions than I, but let's see. But I said next piece of news. Happy news. Good. Well, I want to say it's good news. I hope it's good news. I'm very hopeful of this news. There is going to be another Mummy movie with Rachel Weisz and Brendan Fraser. The notable being Rachel Weisz is returning after leaving for the, the other Mummy movie. Because like Rachel was
It'll
in
be good. Hopefully. Good in the it's gonna be good in the bad way. The Mummy movies are good in the well, they're not bad movies. They're I'm gonna shut up now.
no, you're good. Part of uh let's see. Trying to find the list of their. Here we go. Okay, so part of the reason that I am excited for this is about one is of course I really like the Mummy movies. I rewatched them all three of them recently, and I am now of the probably unpopular opinion that Tomb of the Dragon Emperor is a little better than the Scorpion King. I don't know if that's unpopular. That's just how I feel, but the reason I'm happy about that is the people, the studio, the director that are hosting this is a group called Radio Silence. You Unless you're in the horror space, you probably don't know them by name.
No, I
Um,
do not.
but they're the people. Let's see, trying to think of notable. They did the VHS movies.
Mm.
They did the VHS movies. They did Ready or Not. You know that one with the there was like I believe they did. Let's see, Devils did they do Screw what? Oh yeah, they did the recent Scream movies. They did the movie about the it's called Abigail, about that little girl that turned out to be a vampire. Yeah, not a spoiler. It was in
No.
the trailer, but yeah, see, they did VHS movies, recent Scream movies, Abigail. They're good at making like uh ho- they're horror movies, but they have a more of like an action light comedy lean to them. There's a little bit more
Mm.
spectacle to be had. I really and me and Lex and Blexen talked about the VHS movies. There's a few that are definitely worth watching. like if you watch like VH honestly the year trilogy, 94, 99, and 85, if you watch those three, just like I tell you, oh yeah, these people are gonna do a mummy movie, it's like, oh yeah, that fits. It like I this is one
Not
of
sure
the
which mummies you're going to go for now.
I don't yeah. Whenever I hear there's a revival of a franchise or a new sequel, I always get skeptical because there part of it is, especially like with more time has passed, but part of it is you have to get the right person. Um, I think Radio Silence is just like that. They hit the same note, and apparently, as far as like quality and tone in their movies, that could work in these mummy movies. Because when you rewatch the first mummy movie, I know we all think action adventure and just Brendan Fraser and just like, oh yeah, look at all the mummy badass music parkour. There's actually a bit of a horror lean in the first mummy movie.
Oh
You
yeah,
just
definitely.
so as I said, like if it's closer to that tone, I really think it could work. I again, every bit of criticism I give every movie is out of love. Like I want these films to be better. I am very hopeful of this movie. I want it to be good. I'm going to be crossing my fingers. It's like if any modern like group could do it, I think Radio Silence is the group to do it. Yeah.
Definitely.
And yeah, also definitely use this as a PSA if you want a hint of Radio Silence movies. In fact, I'm gonna say, yeah, I'll just send you to like here. I'm gonna send this to you over.
Set me up.
Bam. Yeah, that's basically like their website. They don't have a lot of movies in their repertoire as of yet, but yeah, but yeah, definitely look at that, all those movies, and just mm, yeah. With the other side, the other thing that just makes me a little wary, and I guess it ultimately depends on what their ultimate goal of the movie is going to be, but
Yeah,
it's Brendan Fraser himself. I am so glad Brendan Fraser is getting back into acting. I love Brendan Fraser.
he's
He
always been one of my favorites.
he is not as young as he was, and he
Well, at the same time, that's what you could see in the other Mummy movies. That his char- like
character
his
aged.
character was getting older. You
Yeah.
know, and then the third one they had, they have a grown son, like who's becoming his own man kind of story,
Oh yeah.
and trying to navigate that with his wife and everything. That was like a subplot of the entire thing.
Yeah. Like, and again, that's what they're gonna do, where he's taking more of like a back seat, and they're just yet to announce like the main star being his like son, and is it something else going on? Sure, Age didn't stop Harrison Ford, and he still delivered. I mean, fair. Like, okay, the reason I'm worried about this one in particular is because when you look up background stuff for the Mummy, it is well documented because well, Brendan Fraser said so himself. In filming the first Mummy movie, he was very insistent on doing a lot of his own stunts, and he basically spent weeks in the hospital after filming, just tending to like sprains, broken bones, and bursted blood vessels. And that was the first one. And as to say, it got a little. It didn't get any less intense with the second one. So this one's he's not going to be able to do that. So that's why it's like if he's taking a more of a background like thing, sure, like it could work, but it's it really depends. But I'm still I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to say like, oh, it can't work because Brendan Fraser's old. This is me saying like I'm worried because I really hope it does come together. I love this franchise.
Sure, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll choose to hold out hope, but keep that little tiny bit of healthy skepticism. Yeah. I think last piece of news, the most important piece of news. Yeah. We are getting a sequel to Godzilla minus one. It's called Godzilla minus Owl Eyes. I mean Godzilla minus zero. Trionk indeed, brother. There's all right. What all we know, this logo is quite literally all we know. We know the movie this, and we know the movie has been filming. That's it. Toho is really, really, really good at keeping as much under wraps as possible, and I really hope it stays that way because minus one was an experience.
Last one was amazing.
I know
I
there's
dare say it's a masterpiece.
I do know there's a lot of speculation on what could be in this film. The one that drives me up a wall is people are, I think, looking at the G and reading too much into it. Because in the first, and I can't do a side by side, but in the first, in Godzilla minus one, when you look at the G, everyone kind of agreed that it had a general shape of Godzilla. Like the long swirl of the G was the tail. You had the spike where the little dash was, the small head, and like the like it wasn't a one to one, but a general Godzilla shape. And everyone's looking at this and be like, "Oh, what's the general shape of this?" And doing a million different things, a million the brain's going a million miles an hour.
It looks pretty similar from what I can see.
Yeah, like it looks pretty similar. The fact that it's different, what I think it ultimately is I think the general shape is meant to evoke something, but it's not an exact something. I don't think what we're seeing is a one to one of anything that could be portrayed in the film. I I think, and I'm only saying that because like the brushstrokes of this G are different, and Japanese is a very precise language. At first glance looks like a person praying. See, that's what I see. Like when you look at the thing, I see like the hands coming up to the head, and like that's the I see the prayer. Um, I know there's one thing people are saying about this that I don't like this idea in any capacity because I feel it'll. I guess it comes to how it's handled, but I on paper I don't think it fits with everything that happened in the first one. Ba- I don't want to go too much into spoilers, but due to something that happens at the very, very, very end, there is a certain character that has a thingy on their body, and that character is going to turn into the classic Godzilla monster Hedorah. I That's a common theory, and I don't like it one bit.
Yeah.
That feels that that feels like it's doesn't fit right.
Yeah. Yeah, no. A
Like
lot would have to happen for me to accept that
yeah,
as a legit thing.
yeah. I now that being said, I think the reason they went with Hedera specifically is based off of something because the director himself he says he has claimed that if he were to make remake any Godzilla movie it would be Godzilla versus Hedera because it was a really weird Godzilla movie and I think he just thinks it deserves a remake that takes the concept of a monster born of pollution, that takes it seriously. It deserves that instead of just that weird, jokey, environmentalist '70s tone. Like, because that movie was a Godzilla vs. Hedorah was a drug trip. But so I don't think it's unfounded to think Hedorah might be in this movie. I don't know.
Anything I would think so. It's not impossible for Hedorah to be in the movie, but I
No,
don't think it would be from the person.
no. If anything, what's going on with that person is maybe like a small piece of it, or like an after effect related to it, and like that I'd be more willing to accept because let's just
Well,
say, yeah,
that or it'd be the introduction into the whole like psychic
yeah,
theme of stuff, you know? You know what I mean?
yeah. That's another thing people have mentioned, like especially with like the women praying is the key thing that I see in the manual in the G, but people have thought that, oh, maybe this character will now have a connection to Godzilla, and maybe this. I think this is a theory that I think holds the most water. Again, nothing's based off anything. This is all speculation, but I think this theory holds the most water, especially with the name -0. It's basically returning to balance. Is that like there will be some connection between this person and Godzilla somehow, and this connection will be explored through things like through trauma, through all these other things, through and it'll basically return Godzilla to this neutral state that people know him as just this not actively looking to destroy shit, but just a neutral force of nature meant to keep everything in balance. So I think that holds the most water, but that's a very broad that could go a lot of ways, you know? The Actually there is one other thing we do know, and I don't know what this means, is that the director did say, because again, this is the same director as Godzilla -1, and a lot of the returning cast this can confirm, but he did say that in some ways he wants to go darker, and I'm just like, bro, you've already hurt me. So who knows? Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying. Like, you've already hurt me, bro. I don't know what this means, but everything you hear about people confirming, oh, one of the maybe this monster will show up. It's all speculation, and it's all it is at this point. This isn't like Godzilla Kong Supernova, where there's enough context clues to assume to narrow it down to like it's probably going to be this. This logo and just the director saying he wants to go darker and he might have an interest in this one kaiju, that's it. We have nothing else. We don't have a plot synopsis. We don't have a teaser. We don't have set images. We have nothing else to go off of. Griffin says you can still hear Koichi's primal scream in his nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah. Oh. Oh yeah. I'm excited. It's this is apparently going to get a 2026 release date. Because again, this has been filming behind the scenes. So this time next year, we could be getting could be in theaters to see this movie, and that's insane to think about, in my opinion. But I am here for it. So yeah, whenever we get a trailer, which judging by time frame, I would assume Comic Con next year, so June is my guess. But we'll see. Yes, I think that'll bring us to yep, that'll bring us to trailers. All right. Then the first trailer to talk about. This is more of a teaser, but I think it's worth talking about. Toy Story 5.
There's a bit of a longer trailer I looked up. There's a trailer they've released a longer one.
Is it the one where like she opens the box and all the toys are reacting, or is there a longer one that because I looked up a few and I only saw that one.
Let me pull it up here.
Yeah, it's like a 50-second trailer.
No, it's like a minute long. So well, I thought that might not be even the right. Oh, never mind. I saw the wrong thing. It said it's a fan made concept trailer. I did not see that part. Never mind. I'm entirely wrong.
Oh, well, there is one from Pixar, but all it is, and I mean all it is like all the toys from Toy Story 4 reacting horridly to something, and then it shows the lily pad whatever thing it is, which is like a little tablet. So it's just gonna be a commentary on like how kids aren't playing with their toys anymore because they have a tablet, which was inevitable. And apparently, it's not even hidden anymore. They're just like, yeah, the tablet's gonna be the villain. It's like, yeah, all right. And I say this with love. I didn't see Toy Story 4. I've heard people who have seen it thought it was fine, but I'm hesitant to see anything past 3 because the Toy Story 1 through 3 were to me were like a perfect thematic trilogy of just basically the life of this boy growing up and just like how the toys react to that, how they react to life, and then just ultimately like passing down what makes you happy to like those the next generation. I think it was such a good trilogy. I've heard 4 was okay because it explored some interesting concepts, but 5, I'm not opposed to seeing it. I'm just not in a rush. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is just a light trailer, and it just has me questions like, can we like I don't know make other things Disney, please? Live action Treasure Planet, please. I don't. I, Disney don't listen to us. We're we're smart. We should make our own movies, blackjack and hookers.
uh,
You know, but but no, I just think that we'll go. I don't have anything else to say. Do you have anything else to say about it?
um. Honestly, uh, I don't like that it's going after one of my forms of entertainment right now. Personally,
Yeah.
including video games.
I don't. I feel attacked.
A little bit. It's I understand the concern. I guess that it's bringing up. That kids aren't playing with toys anymore. Uh, but that's not just the kids' fault.
Right. It feels like they're not exploring the like they're not. Granted, if you break it down to it, in a world where toys come to life, like the tablets taking away their kids' attention, it becomes an existential question to like, what's the point of us? And sure, you can ask that, but now that we're at Toy
But why?
Story,
Why would you ask that in a Toy Story movie? Like, what's the
Particularly,
point of us?
yeah, like why ask that in a Toy Story movie? Why ask that in Toy Story 5 after we've already gone through all this stuff, you know?
Where we're pretty sure we had that kind of arc anyway with Toy Story 2, you know.
Yes, we absolutely
We've already
have.
covered that. Like, what's the point of me if I can be replaced so easily or thrown away so easily, you know?
Yeah.
Uh we've already covered this.
Yeah.
uh
It feels
and you can't, I don't know. It feels a bit preachy.
it
A bit
feels
way more
less.
preachy than than Toy Story used to be.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels less like they're treading new ground with this new message and new idea, and more like they're just like, what relates to toys? Kids are playing on tablets. Fun. That's all it feels like they're doing. I don't know. It's I, I'm still gonna watch the first three because I like them. One day I'll watch the fourth one. I've heard it's not awful, but I don't know. This just doesn't give me a good. If the kids like it, I can't fault them. This doesn't give. But no. But I'm gonna move on to the next trailer. Okay. This one gives me a good feeling. Full disclosure: the only reason I have the Zootopia 2 trailer in this one is because I forgot to talk about it last two times. I for some reason I thought this trailer came out a week ago, and apparently on all accounts this came out over a month ago. And I'm like, oh shit. But, uh, and this is like the big trailer. Like there was a teaser trailer before that kind of, and I had guesses about the plot. This is the full, like long trailer where you get to like you hear the snake talk, you get to learn about more about the world. So and like what some of the smaller struggles are gonna be, like um, like Judy and without going into spoilers for oh, that's the other thing. I don't want to talk too details about where Judy and Nick are, or who Judy and Nick are, because those questions all come from the first movie, you know. And I really do recommend the first Zootopia, but the the one thing that rubs me the wrong way on this is one of the prevalent themes in Zootopia was well prejudice and racism between herbivores and carnivores. And in this one, there is apparently the theme is more racism, but against snakes. And I'm just like, okay, I
Fine.
I guess I don't mind it, but like again, it's probably going to be a good movie. I hope it's a good movie. The first Zootopia was amazing, but and for those who haven't seen it yet, watch Zootopia. It's on Disney Plus. It's worth a watch. And I'm probably gonna go see this one in theaters. I think this movie carries over with its creativity and just crafting this world that like multiple creatures can inhabit. Like there's this whole district for all these waterbound creatures, like hippos and like all this other stuff. Like apparently, like this bayou area, they talk like, oh, I can't speak their language. They're basically just speaking Florida mumblese. And you're just like, oh, don't worry, I can translate. A walrus slowly ascends from the marsh, which already is questioning. But just freaking ad nauseum back and forth of, hey, bub, how you doing, bub? Yeah, 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 bub. How you doing, bub? It's just like, it's not even another language. They're just speaking redneck English. And I'm just, all right. So there's things that make me laugh in this trailer. I just the broad stroke when I break it down, it's like so we're just doing the racism prejudice thing again. Sure, I don't. I guess. I mean, if it gets more precise, I don't know. Like maybe I'm looking too deep into it because I also do want to see this other lower part of Zootopia where all the reptiles are. And I think it's funny that like when Judy and Nick go into this place, a whole bunch of small geckos cling to Nick's fur. They're just like warm. And they're like, ah, Jesus, and he just knocks them off.
Mm.
Also, just the new celebrity cameos. Patrick Warburton is a horse.
Mm.
Apparently, they Roman Reigns and some other wrestler are like zebra buddy cops, and they call themselves the Zebros. Uh, it's that kind of movie. Like you're gonna get this really deep message, but they've crafted this world where all these different sized animals can function in the same world, and I I'm ultimately gonna see the sequel just to see how much creativity there is and hope that the story is different enough from the first one that it justifies itself, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. The the teaser got me hopeful, like, oh, okay, this could be something, but the full trailer made me like go back a little bit. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. What do you think?
Ah, so I have a confession.
Uh-huh.
I've never seen Zootopia.
Blasphemy.
I I know it's a good movie. I have seen bits and pieces enough to know basically what it's about, and I have it's like okay, cool. This is a good subject to go on. It's a good way to go about it. Um, that being said, uh, honestly, it's kind of the same thing you brought up. It's didn't we already cover this?
Yeah.
It's like it. What exactly are we? What message are we exploring here? Just racism slash prejudice is bad. Like we knew this. We covered this in the first movie.
Right. That's I
um, Acceptance. We need to practice acceptance. I think that's the first. That's the same thing as the first movie.
Yes. Okay, so it goes the tiniest bit deeper than that. That's why I recommend watching it. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, but there's like they basically what I praise Utopia for is it looks at it from both perspectives. It says yes, there's prejudice both ways. Like, but this one maybe it's both ways. The primary seems to be like the bobcats and the snakes, and this city that seems to just be like a snake, which already feels weird in a city full of just like wolves and otters and the tiniest mouse for the largest elephant, but like a snake bothers you. I don't know. Maybe it's the venom.
But then all snakes venomous.
Maybe
And
I
there are
don't.
animals with venom.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It
Were there any lizards in the first Zootopia? I don't know.
there was
Were there?
not that is something people notably latched onto. There was no reptiles in the first one, so that's why we figured that's what they were going to do with this. But like it all comes down to how and why. And if this really is just a, oh, hey, we know they exist, we just wanted them to be in this other part of the city because most of these lizards live very differently from us and they're so venomous, but a lot of people take it the wrong way. If that's all it is, and that's the exact angle they're going with, I think that can have a lot of like modern modern day parallels with how people treat each other. But again, it's all about the how. Like it's and the trailer doesn't really, it's not that it discourages any idea that I have about it. It doesn't make me think it's not going to be that. It doesn't lead me to believe it's going to be anything more than just Prejudice bad. Just that trailer does, and I wish it did.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe it's an exploration of it's addressing all the concerns people had because Zootopia was such a popular movie, and it's like, hey, why aren't there reptiles? What's going on here? And then you're like, oh, well, this is why.
Yeah,
But in saying this, I realized something else. So remember the Sing movies?
yeah.
Those take place in the same universe as Utopia, right?
They do not.
They do not. Okay,
They,
never mind then.
yeah. So that okay. I have a little bit of a minor like thing that bugs me about that. So I like Sing. I like Sing too. I think they're both fantastic movies. Um, but when you see Sing, it's very clear what it's trying to be. It's about a singing competition. It's about the singing and like the characters and how they act. It's world building is secondary to this to Sing and Sing 2.
Mhm.
But Zootopia world building is much more upfront focus. There's a lot of visuals. They wanted to paint that this is a world that's supposed to include everybody, but for other reasons doesn't. Like that's like that was important to the theme and everything of the movie because that's the story they were trying to tell. So a lot of people like do I understand the why because it's a perfect cannibal movie, but now that I've seen the movies, it feels weird to critique Sing for not having as detailed a world as Utopia when it's not trying to be that. So I understand thinking at first glance, oh, are these in the same universe? I get that. I don't think that's a bad thought, but it's just a lot of people will dismiss or bash Sing because it's not going as far as Utopia when it's not trying to go as far. Like it's not trying to give you some socioeconomic message. It's just about a singing competition. What the fuck? But yeah, that's my nitpick about that. I know there are people who don't like Illumination, but there's a short list of Illumination movies that I quite like Sing and uh, Mario Brothers movie, which we'll talk about here in a bit, and then um, fucking I like the first Despicable. Sorry, but no. Yeah, I guess with that, I
I can't
guess
think of who would not like Illumination. What a great studio.
oh yeah, like especially the Minions. Everybody
Yeah,
loves the Minions.
especially someone in chat.
In fact,
You right there, chat member, right there. I
yeah,
see you in your minion shirt
yeah he no he loves Minions so
and
much.
your minion memes on
Yeah,
the Facebook. Oh, sorry, the X
yeah Griffin. Griffin loves Minions so much.
or Meta.
Even his name on Twitch is Discord Yellow or is Minion Yellow.
Well, see that he wants to come. He knows where both of us live. He wants to come give us a hug
Oh
for
you
mentioning his love on this
yeah
podcast.
he wants to watch Minions later. but but here for Griffin sanity, we'll move on to the next trailer. Ah, here we go. This one again is also more of like a personal. I doubt you. I have a feeling you haven't seen Monarch Legacy of Monsters season one.
I haven't. I would have if I knew it existed. Like this surprised me greatly. It's like, oh
So
crap, we had an entire series about the world in which based I guess following Monarch
yes,
and how it deals with Titan emergencies.
yes. In the it's on Apple TV. I if you wanted to get like a free trial, you could watch the entirety of it. I'm waiting for it. This is this. There's a very short list of things that I will watch on Apple TV right now, and one of them I have access to outside of it. So right now, the only things that Apple TV have that I want are Monarch: Legacy of Monsters and the Tetris movie. But
Wait, is it?
oh yeah, no, I will gladly sidebar. I will send you the trailer after this is done. But basically,
I'm scared.
it's like it's a movie about the origins of the game. Basically, about how
Oh, okay, okay. I'm about to be like, oh gosh, is this like the this like a in the world, where you can stack these blocks and these
God
disappear,
no.
or I'll be like, oh, tell me they do that. But no, like I've seen clips about that movie, and that looks like a really interesting movie.
Yeah, no, like
Just
that's
about
on.
the creation of Tetris and everything.
Yeah, about how they got on the Game Boy and everything, how it got to the world. Like that movie looks awesome, and this has this weird spy thriller bit to it. And like I want to see that. That and Monarch are the two things that are on Apple TV that I want to watch right now. After having it for a month, I can tell you right now, Apple TV is kind of. But like oh, dude, if they release Monarch: Legacy of Monsters on Blu-ray, I'm buying it. But season one had a focus on Godzilla and this cast of human characters, all of which are returning. Um, season two seems like it's going to be very Kong focused, especially with where season one left off. And honestly, I'm here for it. It's just like Kong, like, because one thing to know about Monarch Legacy of Monsters, this takes place like it shifts between 2 points of time. One of them is like way early, like during the Castle Bravo nuclear missile tests, when they first like started encountering the idea that wait, there's a giant monster called Godzilla. What the fuck? Way before 2014, and then the second one it occurs basically it's right after uh it's either right after the 2014 Godzilla in terms of time or right after King of the Monsters. I don't remember which, but it's early in that time frame. I think it's after 2014, and yeah, I think it's right after 2014. But and then season two is basically going to start taking place on like Skull Island. Also, Legacy of Monsters theme is still so catchy. Yeah, it is so good. But it's going to take place on Skull Island, so we get to see that in between Kong Skull Island and Godzilla versus Kong, where King Kong is growing, that storm is starting to form on Skull Island, and just what the aftermath, what the consequences of that actually are. So yeah, no, this is these shows are doing the world building that we missed, and just like let's make up for stuff we forgot to do, and then just put a few things going forward. So I appreciate the crap out of this series. It's so good.
Looks amazing.
Yeah. Also, it's got Jeff Bridges, and I love Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges is awesome. Everyone loves Jeff Bridges. Let's see, pull up something. Pulling up the IMDb. No, that's not what I want. I know the big draw about. That's what I was thinking. Like, wait a minute, that's not Jeff Bridges. That's what I was thinking in my mind. I was like, wait a minute. Kurt Russell is his name. Jeff Bridges is
That's
doing.
not Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, as they get older, I don't know, but yeah, as I get older and they get older, they also have his son. That's looking for the names. was looking for the name of his son because I just wanted to verify I said it right. It's not Jeff Bridges. It's Kurt Russell. I apologize, but
Those are two entirely different names.
yes, but the young Kurt Russell, the younger version of his character, is played by Wyatt Russell, who basically played U.S. agent right now in basically the MCU. Uh, Dollar Store Captain America, if you haven't seen the movies, but also has a lot of actors that I generally like seeing, like Anders Holm. They're funny. Uh, but well, before I go on an unending rabbit hole, all I will say about this is get a 7 day trial of Apple TV. Watch Legacy of Monsters season one. As soon as season two comes out in its entirety, I'm probably gonna re binge season one and then binge all of season two. And
Sponsored,
then
not sponsored.
hashtag not sponsored. Yeah, hashtag not sponsored indeed. This. That's all I have to say about that. But now for I think the last trailer to talk about for the day uh, is the Mario Galaxy movie. Yay!
Oh boy.
I like that they didn't just have Jack Black voice Bowser Jr. They just got a guy who sounds exactly like Jack Black.
Probably cheaper, maybe.
Probably no, but no, like the kid they got is he sounds great. Also, with Brie Larson as Rosalina, she is being surprisingly typecasted as just uh basically blonde spacefaring badass. Like between like this and freaking Captain Marvel. No, like the only downside to this trailer to me is because you saw the first one, right?
No, I had no
Really?
interest.
Really? Okay. I can tell you the first one was one of the better video game movies.
Oh, it's
I
a pleasant surprise.
yeah. It looks like it would be done, but honestly, like I say this as someone who played Mario probably more like early on. I played a lot of Mario World and Mario Brothers 3 and like the old Mario games before I transitioned to being that Pokemon guy. But like there is a lot of just classic music in here. There's a lot of just like all this like, oh, look at that mushroom, oh, look at that. It's its own standalone story, and it has a lot of fun little callbacks. I wish it was more focused, but it's ultimately a good experience. And this one, it just seems like it's going to be more of that, an ultimately good, not like top of the line, like best of the best video game movies, but something just generally good. Also, we're going to get more Charlie Day as Luigi, and I still say that was one of the best casting decisions they got.
I thought I recognized his voice in the trailer.
Yes, sir. Uh, the freaking tiny Bowser. Someone had a horrifying thought. Yeah, about oh yeah, Griff says it is done, but for different reasons, especially as far as Illumination is concerned. It's one of the only movies from them that Griffin can actually like. Yeah, because the
Mm.
yeah we've been over this Griffin because the rest you love. This one you only like because you like Sonic. But no, real talk. Like I, if it helps your expectation, I do think the live action Sonic movies are better than the Mario Brothers movie.
Mm.
Okay, I think the Mario Brothers movie is better than the first Sonic movie, but two and three are vastly superior to it. That's my personal opinion of it. But
see.
I also know why Illumination has this, and like behind the scenes, they're not even being particularly shady about it. They're just kind of like putting the news out there, but they're not like advertising it so people can forget about it easily. But Nintendo is slowly trying to build their own studio, and
Mm.
so they're outsourcing a lot while they learn the ins and outs of everything. Like there's going to be like a Nintendo studio for all their movies. There's like what makes an Illumination Mario successful? What could make this the upcoming live action Legend of Zelda like series successful? So they're good. And like I know people know Nintendo's a bit greedy and whatnot, but they've done this before. They'll basically just hang out in the background, take notes about why things work, and then just Nintendo-fy the crap out of it, and it just makes them million. So who knows what's going to happen with a Nintendo studio? But yeah, I'll respectfully disagree with you about Sonic One comparison, but that could be based on biased. Look, I'm not saying it's better by much. I think it's because the first Sonic movie was more like they were they were just kind of like tiptoeing, and they didn't go as far as I think I would like them to, and some things were a little confusing. But then Sonic 2, when we had like Knuckles and Tails, and they just went for broke. I had like the best time with that movie, and I thought it was so much better than the Mario movie ever was by a mile. Just from my perspective, that's all it is. But no, first Mario Brothers movie was pretty good. It was pleasantly surprised. This trailer looks like it's going to be more of that. I mean, I'm probably going to go see it, but that's just me, man. What you think about that, huh?
Mm. I'll be willing to go to try.
I do have the first one on Blu-ray. If you ever wanted to watch it or wanted me to stream it, you'll find it. But I have it. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's it. I guess they'll move on to yep,
We haven't
new
hung out in a while, so you know that sounds like a good. That sounds like a plan.
yeah yeah. We'll move on to new and recent films. There's only two. Wait, I saw that. Yeah, two things. Two things I have seen recently that I won't go into heavy spoilers on, but two things that I have very, very positive opinions on that I think are worth your time. First is Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein on Netflix. That
I've seen clips of this. That looks amazing.
it is fantastic. It's on Netflix now. If you have a Netflix account, just watch it. It I I won't spoil the story. Well, you know most of the story, but
Yeah, but
the
so
the one thing I will say that this movie does better than most actually yeah most other iterations of the Frankenstein story is Victor Frankenstein himself. It's because of he is a very nuanced character, and this movie very correctly, in my opinion, like illustrates to the audience that like yeah, it's debatable whether or not this is a bad guy, but one thing is for sure, he's not a good guy. Like there's a lot of like open-endedness to Victor Frankenstein that I really appreciate. Like they plus Oscar Isaac like just he killed it. Killed it as Victor.
well, as far as I'm concerned, he can kind of do no wrong. He's killed it on every role I've seen him play,
Yeah.
like ever.
Yeah. It this
So
is yeah, like I know everyone has like their definitive rendition of a character. I think this is going to be my go-to like this is Frankenstein. Like this is when I think Frankenstein, this is what I'm going to look at. Like I know when people think Dracula, they tend to go to Bram Stoker's Dracula. Like that's what this is to me. Not the Universal Frankenstein. I love the Universal Frankenstein, but Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein was so good. Was so good. I won't spoil the little story beats and the few things that they do unique, like the unique to this story. It is worth a watch, and I regret. I had my reasons as to why I couldn't, but I regret that I was unable to see this movie in theaters during its limited run, because this is a movie that I would have loved to experience on the big. Oh my god! So yeah, if you want something to watch on Netflix, is a good 2.5 hour movie, but it is oof, it's worth every second. Now, the other movie I saw,
I like Lord of the Rings. You
do what?
can't scare me with a two and I like Lord of the Rings. You can't scare me with a 2.5 hour movie.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Now, the other thing I will not spoil, but I will give my general opinions on it. Is Predator Badlands.
Hmm.
That I need this to. I'm trying to really sit on this and really think about my opinions. Like after it's been a week since I've seen it. How do I feel about it? I I am now 100% sure this is my personal favorite Predator movie.
High
And
praise.
yeah, like
Predator's a fun time.
if I were to be objective with it, I don't know if it's the absolutely objectively best Predator movie. It's definitely top 3. But
Hmm.
as far as like tone and like what it does with the characters and just everything, all the beats it hits like with the outcha, like which is the race they are, like this is my personal favorite. Like the Predator franchise has been killing it recently with Prey, Killer of Killers, and now Predator Badlands. Like it, if you have a chance to see it in theaters, do it is worth the price of admission. Like oh man, it 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 does like a lot of classic Predator things, but it also you would get to explore the that race that they are, the Yautja, in more
Yeah,
detail. Because
that's awesome.
yeah, because a lot of the movie is from the perspective of the Yautja of
That's amazing.
yeah. It, I don't want to spoil, but all I want to
Oh,
do right now is
please
go
don't.
see it again.
That's a rare thing. We very rarely get to see this the point of view of the outro. Like seriously, the short times we do is it's just it's all set up for for a kill of the outro.
Yeah. And but yeah, I can just say go see it whenever it comes. If you miss it in theaters, wait for it to come to streaming. But yeah, Predator Badlands was one heck of a great movie. Uh, have you seen anything new in your recent times, Mr. Chakaron?
uh, I saw a trailer for a movie that I'm surprised they're doing.
Hmm.
Uh, so I'm pretty sure you've never read it, but you might have heard. You might have. Ever read a book called Wuthering Heights?
Mm, I feel like somewhere I've heard the name, but I couldn't tell you where that was.
It is definitely much more of a class, more of the classic English love stories, I guess you could say. You know, like Pride and Prejudice, etc. Jane Eyre. But between those two, it definitely leans more along the lines of Jane Eyre, where it gets into some really dark stuff.
Mm.
Uh, whereas Jane Eyre, well, now I have to. Now if I want to talk about it, then I'll be spoiling the story. But it definitely gets into some very dark themes and and such. So I'm surprised they're making a movie about it. Uh, as well as also who's in it. One of the people who's in it is Margot Robbie
Mm. I think Margot
playing the main character.
I think Margot Robbie is
So,
just kind of her career is just starting to blow up, especially after like Barbie and like her role as Harley Quinn. But yeah, go on.
but it'll be like I'm personally a little interested in seeing exactly how they're gonna cover this. If they're gonna follow the book relatively close, or if they're gonna make it a little less dark because it gets really freaking dark. I'm not gonna lie. I get like uh
Hmm. Oh, I missed this
I don't
trailer.
know how else to say it without actually spoiling the book.
No, it's
For
fine.
anyone who might want to look
Don't
it up
spoil it
for
because
themselves.
I'm no I'm looking at details now. Not of like spoiling or
It's
anything,
not.
but I'm
It's not. Now I have to admit, it's not everyone's cup of tea, and I know. And I know the only reason it caught my attention was I read the book a long time ago when I was going to the library in high school, and was like, oh, this book. Let's like I've found some older books um, that I've really liked. So this one looks like one of those, and I did like it, but I also had to recognize, holy crap, this is fucked up.
hmm, okay.
For
Um,
anyone out there, there's definitely probably a Spark Notes out on it if you don't want to read the entire book.
I mean, I'm probably gonna like I missed this when for the trailer discussion, so I might look at the trailer and base it off of that for the next episode, whatever it be.
It's coming out. It's according to the trailer, it's coming out Valentine's Day, so it's going to be a couples thing. Probably more of
Mm.
a couple movie than or I'm feeling alone and want to see a romance kind of thing,
Oh shit,
or whoever wants to see that.
I never do that
Uh,
shit. I don't get it. It's like if I wanted to be alone and watch a movie, I'll stay at home. I got streaming.
well, that's just something that caught my interest recently. It's like, oh, they're really making a movie about this. Like I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah.
It's also a little bit like how like a little bit like how like in One Piece, like how if they're gonna go later on in the series, they're really gonna have to think about what they could put like the live action One Piece. They're gonna go on. So they're gonna really have to think about what they're gonna put on the screen because
Yeah.
it gets good lord. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I know. Like I said, I've been looking at like the IMDb and just like I'm gonna watch the trailer later. If I have any thoughts about it, I'll put it in the put on the list for this next podcast because like I don't I'm not an avid reader. I'm thinking about changing that for some things. Like I want to read American Gods, but
Mm.
so as far as like classic literature and love stories, a lot of this shit goes over my head. I'm sorry, but
No, you're good, man. As I said, it's not for everyone. Like there's no book that I would say is for everyone. Even One Piece. One Piece is not for everyone.
yeah.
There's no series that's for everyone. Uh, in all of fiction. But some of these stories have stayed around through time, and not fallen completely to the wayside for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but also for other reasons, they haven't gained more of a spotlight. Uh, and Wuthering Heights is one of those series that, or is I say series? It's one book that's like that to me. It's a good. I think it's a good book. It's a good story, but it's also a very hard story, a very dark story,
Right.
and it's also just a surprise a little bit with the. I guess. Well, on one hand, it's a surprise with how society feels about these things that this would get made into a movie, but it's also kind of not a surprise, because we've seen recently, like with all sorts of media, a willingness to get into the much darker side of humanity. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And showing that in some way, what not either as good or bad, or as it actually is, but just showing that as a thing that can happen or that is.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's the thing that I've seen recently that was like, oh, I that this is a shock. It's just surprising.
Is a shock to your system. I've been on a WB kick, so I'm sorry, but oh,
I'll forgive you this time.
this time,
Do it again, and we'll
I'll
have it. We're gonna have a talk at Wendy's.
yeah, it's okay. I'll let you get a frosty when you go to Wendy's. How about that?
All is forgiven this time.
this this time. Oh,
One transgression per frosty.
one that is the law. But yeah, one actually, WB one. It's not a new thing, but I have been rewatching a few things in the background. I particularly I saw on Tubi that the entirety of Jackie Chan Adventures is on Tubi, so I've been just kind of rewatching that from beginning to end, and it I'm realizing that like when it when you rewatch something and you could tell there was like clear studio interference and how certain episodes were ordered, it just like it just bugs me. And it gets bad with Jackie Chan Adventures because like season one, all right, 12 13 episodes perfectly contained, awesome. Season two, the first four episodes are like the basically like missing episodes from season one, a nothing episode that can go anywhere, and a mother episode that probably was supposed to go at the end of season two. All right, episode five. Now the actual episode one of season two. You're like, what the fuck? Right, it's so weird. Oh yeah, I just had to get that off my
Oh
chest.
man, no, that's a series that went off the rails.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap!
Also, Uncle is more of a badass than I remember. Like it's if you haven't
I've
watched
always known him as a badass.
if you never watched Jackie Chan Adventures, go to Tubi, watch the entirety of Jackie Chan Adventures. It is amazing. And
It's so good.
Uncle will be your favorite character. Like it
I
is
don't know. Well, it's a split between Uncle and Jade. Jade was great. Jade was just great. Scout's honor. Like I was a scout.
I like her justification for just joining. It's like, all right, I need you to stay here and watch the store. He leaves. Well, he didn't say for how long, and then she just leaves and just joins him anyway. It's like son of a bitch.
She followed the letter of the law, but not the spirit.
Yes. Oh, it's really the show. Yeah, like I don't want to go too far off the rails on that. I
Yeah.
mentioned WB and my brain did that, but I think it's time to go to the main topic of the day. Critters, underrated tiny
Oh
terrors.
gosh, what was that?
Oh, he's kind of been popping in and out. You probably noticed the little guy in the seat there.
Hope he paid a ticket.
Considering he popped out of the seat, I don't think he did.
That's not very kosher of him.
No, no, it's not.
He's not coming with us to Wendy's, is he?
Oh, goodness, no. He's going to Hungry Heifers.
Okay, good. He deserves it.
and for
Scaring me
those
like that.
and for those who don't know, Hungry Heifers is a fictional restaurant from Critters 2, whose theme song will get stuck in your head. Is the Hungry Heifer. But all right, so I added this to the wheel initially. I thought that Critters. I knew it wasn't like as popular as a lot of franchises in the horror monster movie space. I had assumed there was enough of an awareness of them, so when I say like, "Oh, I'm watching Critters," and people would just be like, "Oh yeah, those things." I thought that was just kind of what I would get when I was asking people for guests about this or asking people about that. There was not even so many. Everybody I asked either was just like, what's Critters?" And I'm just like, what?
Before I met you, I had no idea of this series. And it wasn't until after I met you, when you told me about this series, that I knew of these. Knew these little rascals.
They are um there okay, the best way to explain this is to start from the beginning. There's like in the world of monster movies and horror, there is like a subgenre of monster movies that doesn't have a name, but I think the unofficial name is like tiny terrors. These are like your gremlins, your ghoulies, your hobgoblins, and of course the critters. Basically, like a drove of small monsters,
Leprechaun.
leprechaun, like yeah,
Chucky.
technically, but these are like your smaller creatures that have like a
Jessica? Whatever that movie is with the
Ma-
rope with the
Megan. No, I wouldn't
yeah,
count.
Megan. No, not Jessica, Megan. Yeah.
I wouldn't count Megan,
I
but but
don't know. That mom's pretty horrifying.
yeah, but but with but especially during the 80s and 90s, these movies had a um there was definitely a horror lean to them, and I I've watched these probably younger than I should have, cuz
We all
like there's nothing gratuitous. It's not as bad as other movies, but let's just say in the
like the
first two,
slime
yeah, but let's just
or blob. I
say
mean,
yeah, especially for its time in the 80s, but let's just say that in the first two Critters movies, there is there's a few curse words and even some boobies. So yeah, but I the most direct comparison in terms of quality is honestly Gremlins and Gremlins 2.
mm,
Part of it is the
I
pop.
have seen those movies.
Oh yeah, most people when they have seen Gremlins and Gremlins 2, and I'm not just saying that just because they're small creatures. I'm saying that because like the tone weirdly matches. Mostly because like the first Critters movie is definitely it has stuff to make you laugh, but it's definitely more of a horror lean when you really get down to it. Because like, oh, these little things are coming from space and they're gonna try to eat us. But there's comedy. I mean, one of my funniest scenes from any Critters movies in the first one, where like they're these little tiny things that are still growing. They're literally like the size of a baseball, are like climbing up the porch, and they look at each other like they have weapons. So what? Like Looney Tunes style, the mother points a shotgun out the front door, shoots one, and knocks it so far back. The other one just goes, "Fuck!" and just rolls away. Like it is so funny, dude. I damn it, and I just watched that scene earlier today. I was watching these movies off Tubi while I was editing. It's great, but Uh, but yeah, where the first one does have comedy, but it's definitely closer in horror, like the first Gremlins. The sequel, Critters 2 definitely leans more into the comedy. Yes, there's things that are scary in Critters, Gremlins 2 and Critters 2, but they're more comedy than horror. Like, you know what I mean as far as like tonal differences? Vincent, you've seen the two Critters or the two Gremlins movies?
Yes, I definitely can understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, like the first two Critters movies, like if you were to only watch two of these, it would be the first two because the quality dips. And I should also make clear there's been a lot of Critters things, but I'm only going to be talking about Critters 1 through 4 because there is like Critters attack and some Critters something's appetite. I don't know. Those are technically like series or movies, but they're like independently made to a degree, except they have like it's very muddy, but I have ease of access to them, also on Tubi, but I it feels weird to judge them in the same vein because when you get like 10 minutes in, you realize these people who made this were not making this out of respect for Critters. They just saw, ooh, little fur balls. Let's make our memey little thing in freaking 2023 with a Matrix reference. Like it feels almost insultingly different, you know?
Yeah,
So I don't want I don't want to count it as like part of the series. It's just its own nebulous thing. Um, it also like it changes the lore. Now there's like a female Krite. There's never been a female Krite. They just and if there is, that's we don't can't tell them apart. What the eh. I look too much into lore of these movies, but no, like but basically to go through what happened in in the first movie, why I it's definitely worth a watch. Uh, it basically opens. There's these bounty hunters and this alien transporting. Gus was like, "Hey, we heard you only had 8 of these Christ. You're supposed to have 10." And this all these frantic people on the radio is like, well, "We had to take out 2 of them. They just kept eating everything. We were about to run out of food." And then before long, we find out that that whole station where they were at that was moving along is just was completely hijacked. They got their own ship, ate the entire crew, and just skedaddled onto the nearest planet, which happened to be Earth. And these bounty hunters have been tasked to just taking these things out. So, so yeah, that's what the first movie is. These little critters just land near a farm, terrorize this farm and small and areas near the town, and just it's up to this family and these bounty hunters to blow them all to hell. And they do a sequel hook for the second one at the end of the first one, or at the end of the first one, they do a sequel hook. Where basically, there's some eggs in the farm that are very obviously not normal eggs, and the sequel capitalizes right on that because even though the farm was rebuilt, the family that lived there, the Browns, they're all like, we don't want to live here anymore. No, no, no. If this is the kind of shit we're going to deal with, and we just had to this traumatic experience, we're just going to move.
which honestly, valid.
Yeah, fair. So a lot of that stuff is just kind of left as is. It really basically the excuse is they basically just picked up their shit and left and didn't really pack anything. So these eggs were they weren't incubating; they were just kind of there, left to rot. But for and then like a few years later, the bounty hunters like because time is funny. They get a message from like their alien overlords, like or whatever the things are. It's like, hey, by the way, you have an unfinished job. Wait, what are you talking about? Yeah, there's still residual like crite detections on Earth. What are you talking about? So they're forced to go back and track them down, And sure enough, because people think that these little weird little eggs are just like, oh, it's Easter eggs. Maybe we could paint them for the kids. Yeah, now instead of just being localized to the farm, they're all around town and starting to eat people on Easter. So yeah, Critters 2 is an Easter horror movie. Weren't expecting that, were you?
Yeah. No.
But I can tell you something more surprising with Critters 3. So Critters 3 and 4 do have a lot of the same crew and the actor Don Opper, who is in all four Critters movies. But this one it kind of takes place in another setting where basically Don Opper's character is also he plays this guy who starts on Earth, doesn't know what he's doing with his life. He gets hoisted to become a bounty hunter with these other two, and he's basically in charge of keeping the Krites off Earth by the end of the second one. So by the third one, they find some more eggs that have made their way to the city. They haven't hatched yet. He just has to track them down and just take care of them. So the entirety of Critters 3 takes place in an apartment complex, in like a whole like closed off apartment complex. Like a so but here's the thing, if you weren't surprised by Critters 2 being an Easter movie, Critters 3 is the film debut of Leonardo DiCaprio.
Really?
Oh yeah. He won't tell you that because apparently he hates that. But he can hate it all the ding dong day. It's fucking true.
Oof.
I have already decided that if I ever have the opportunity to just meet Leonardo DiCaprio in person, like a signing or whatnot, I'm gonna have him sign my VHS copy of Critters 3 just to see what look he gives me, because I'm just gonna give him a shit-eating grin. He's in it. He doesn't do bad in it. The whole reason he hates it is because it is a very cheesy B movie, and he wants to be known for not that. It's like, remember your roots, dude. Like,
Shoot, Jackie Chan talks about how his first movie was a porno.
yeah,
And I mean, he doesn't advertise it, of course,
yeah,
across the world, but he'll talk about it.
yeah. Like he accepts that that was just a part of his history. Besides, like most actors in Hollywood now, I'm pretty sure that almost every actor has been in a horror movie, be it cheesy or otherwise at this point. And a lot of them are like B grade horror movies from like Roger Corman or something. It's not a bad thing, it just kind of is. It's like no one cares ultimately. That's why it's like when he honestly like it's funnier knowing it bothers him than anything. But yeah, and then the fourth one, like so the third one has a cliffhanger leading to the fourth one where he takes care of the which by the way, if you see refer to different things, the movies are called Critters, the creatures themselves are called Krites. It's not confusing at all, I swear. But but at the end of the third one, like he takes care of the Krites in the apartment, gets these last two eggs, and is about to basically blast them to Kingdom Come. He gets a transmission from one of his old bounty hunter friends, says, "Hey, listen, we found out that those are literally the last two eggs in the entire universe, so we need to put them on ice and preserve them. So we're gonna send down this thing, put it in there, and like, are you sure?" Like y'all basically he did the in movie equivalent of y'all spent 3 movies explaining that these things are a plague. Are you sure about this? And it's like, yeah, we're sending down a thing, put it in there. He's like, all right. And then almost comedically, the pod that he's supposed to get comes down. It's like a big ass satellite sized pod that just crashes down and almost crushes him. And the movie just freezes there and puts to be continued. Right. It's like, what the fuck?
No, that'd be that. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And then in the fourth one, basically like he puts the eggs in the pod, but because his character is a little doofy, but he ends up getting frozen in the pod with the eggs, like actually put on ice, only to be discovered centuries later in the future in space on a space station with a very small crew. Think something like Alien. So now the Krites are on a spaceship and with
Again,
this with again with a small crew. If I were to judge these movies in terms of quality, the first one is good. The second one I think is the best one. It has more charm to it. It's easier to remember. The third one's not that bad. Like it's not it never quite gets as good as the first two. It's all right. And then the fourth one is it
Alien at
exists.
Home.
It exists.
It's Alien at Home.
It's Alien at Home. Honestly, the best thing that happens in the fourth Critters movie is one of the kills on the Critters is there's like a liquid nitrogen hose for like a cooling system, and the guy basically just takes the nozzle and just shoves it into the mouth of the Krite. So you basically just have this big ass Krite sickle with just like steam and blood popping out of its eyes.
Grody.
Yeah, it's like it was a nifty little effect. It's like the best part of these movies though, which that's another thing I will say about them is the practical effects. These these movies relish on like rod puppetry, hand puppets, all they get as practical as they can. There is no CGI in sight for the critters on these four movies. For the reason critters attack and the new ones kind of, but and they get creative in Critters 2. There is actually before I get into that, the way these things hunt, the way they do their thing, little fur balls. They stand on two legs, have tiny little arms, three digits. They can roll into a fur ball and roll forward. They have quills they can shoot out of their head that do it's like a paralyzing poison. It's it's not strong enough to kill anything, even if you got multiple things in you. But as long as it's attached to you, it basically paralyzes you and knocks you out. So it's just like, ting, all right, easy prey. Because throughout all the movies, when people like take out the quills, they're drowsy and they're just like really weak and limp, but they eventually get over it. That's like a weird consistency in the movies.
Hmm.
But and the other thing about them, and you can see from this little guy in the seat, is they have a lot of teeth and they can and will eat most things. And as they eat, they get bigger and lay eggs, and then those eggs become other krites. And yeah, that's why there's a reason they're described as a plague. But
I can't tell what you mean at all.
but yeah, like whenever they're chasing things down, they will just like roll forward like Sonic's out, just like just kind of like roll forward. But and yes, like they do make sounds like but in the second movie, like we got to see like a big Krite and all these regular Krites rolling around. But the big draw of the second movie during the climax, you have the greatest thing ever, the critter ball. Like a couple hundred critters all bundled together in one ball of just random mouths just like poking out while this giant wrecking ball sized critter ball just starts rolling through town eating people.
That's terrifying.
Yeah,
I don't take it back.
like one of the kills though, like you have this guy that trips, the critter ball rolls over him, and all that's left is his skeleton with like blood and smears and shit. Just and and it happens so suddenly, his skeleton's even twitching. It's like ah,
Jeez.
yeah. Like these movies are on Tubi. These movies are on Tubi. They're like the first two were good. I swear. I also back when they did like In Search of Darkness, In Search of Tomorrow, when I was backing those projects. When I say backing, I was just giving them money. I wasn't involved in making them. But in
I
their
heard. I saw your name in this credits, man. You can't lie to me.
shit. But but I mean that is
Say I
true.
wrote them myself.
That is true. I gave them money. My name is technically in the credits. But but at one point the Discord they had for the movie for like In Search of Darkness, In Search of Tomorrow, they would have watch parties and sometimes like Q&As. And at one point they had the Kyoto brothers who did the effects. The Kyoto brothers did the effects for like Critters, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, a few things. And basically we were playing like watching Critters with them and did a Q&A, and I got to one of my questions made the cut. Ooh, even though there was like dozens and dozens of people just there, just ooh, they picked my question. I was giddy as a schoolgirl. Let me tell you what. No, I basically just asked them if there was ever like a uh, was there a design for the Krites that like did they just settle on this design of just like rolling into a ball, sitting on two legs, or was there other designs that they landed on? And apparently, the one that they almost went with was almost like a centaur, where they had four legs and they had little vestigial arms, and then they would just roll up like a centipede. That was almost what they did. And that's so weird to think about. Like when you look up the Krites and see their proportions, it's hard to imagine like a second pair of legs just further back. And just like that's I think they
Not looking
might.
them up right now.
Yeah.
They're called Krites.
Yeah. Crites.
Krytee. Oh, these things are adorable.
Oh, they're so nice, aren't they? If you look up
Oh
just
yeah,
if you look up just Kreitz, I think one of the pictures you'll see is you see one leaning over a table with its mouth wide open, just oh yeah,
it's just how I eat pizza.
yeah.
Just unhinge my jaw and just go to town.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, these
Are you
little
talking about this picture? One second, let me send it to you.
yes, yeah, that's the one. That's just give me pizza. I
Oh.
say what for those I could show it on stream real quick.
Not up to it.
I'm gonna do it. It's very easy. It's
Oh no.
very easy. Yeah,
Oh gosh.
it's this one. Oh, yeah. Look at these guys. Look at these guys.
Good there.
They're adorable. They're awesome. They're so nice. Yeah, this guy in the seat. He's so lovable. So lovable. They're just little guys. They're just little
That's cool,
guys.
Kai.
Yeah, yeah, just feed them and they'll be your best friend. I swear. Ignore the red eyes, ignore the growling, ignore the fact that you're gonna have to feed them 24/7. They're just little guys. But you know, I the at the end of the day, this is like a B movie series. At the end of the day, like I don't want I know I've been jokingly like with like Lex and Griffin. I've been joking with like how my fallback is you haven't seen the cinematic masterpiece that is Critters. Look, this is a B movie at the end of the day, but it is a very to me it's like one of the better B movies that I'm very fond of because like of how much they do with what little they had and just how unique it is in just the world of monster movies. Like now that I've seen this, when you tell me Critters, it's like I know exactly what you mean. and just it yeah. I when you tell me like tiny terrors, I think of gremlins and critters. I don't think of ghoulies. I don't think of hobgoblins. I don't think of munchies. And yes, all of those are real things. In fact, there's probably a lot more. Let me see if I can find. Which side note, don't watch Ghoulies. It's weird.
Got it. Main recommendation:
No, no,
watch
please.
Critters
Yeah, Critters is fine.
after Ghoulies.
Oh, wait, wait, no.
Then get Kaiju to take me to Wendy's in recompense. Got
I mean, that's apparently at this point, it's not even a matter of if; it's a matter of when.
it.
Yeah, I'm looking through a list of movies that exist. Let's see, we got Spookies, we got
That's a long
Ghastlies,
list.
we got Chubbies, we got Ouija's, we got Slimoids, we got the Dingleberries. What?
What?
Is there a movie about killer Dingleberries? No. No. Holy shit,
Is there?
that's as literal as it. Holy shit.
Oh no, I don't want to know. No, what? Actually, I do want to know so I can tear it to fucking pieces.
I don't want to get too distracted, so I'll just tell you the synopsis of this before I go back to Critters. The Dingleberries is a 2012 horror science fiction movie where killer pieces of excrement come down from space to flesh out the people of Sleepy Hollow Heights.
Wow,
Yep.
just wow.
Yep.
Oh, that reminds me. I found out there's a movie that exists, a horror movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a reimagining of the Bambi story.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know of this movie. It looks weirdly good, right?
Yeah,
Like, you don't want to see it, but you want to see it.
yeah. That's exactly it. Like I found out about it last night off of YouTube Shorts, where I was like, oh, this movie like seems like a joke, but then like this, there's some of the scenes actually it's like, wow, they actually put in a pretty good amount of work.
Yeah? I'm looking at this like Tiny Tears, this whole genre, and I'm seeing movies like I've never heard of that I want to watch. Does
Like the
Critters have a
Dingleberries,
knockoff?
it would not surprise me.
Okay, it's a short. It's an independent short. It's 5 minutes long, and it's a college project. Okay, cool. That makes more sense. I forgive it, but I am distracting myself. I've seen this movie. The item. It's so fucking weird. But anyway, so Critters. Oh, that's a rabbit hole I don't want to go too far down on. But
What Critters? Like
no, just
you've made an entire episode about it, man.
no, no, Critters
Like
is
you're
fine.
up
It's
to
Tiny
own this.
Terrors. It's the total Tiny Terrors. Like Gremlins and Critters are two that I could just do a whole thing on, and I'll even yeah. For now, those two, the only Tiny Terrors I want to really talk about. The rest, Ghoulies is weird, but I think that's probably why Critters is so stand out. Is because I was aware of other ones like Hobgoblins and Munchies and none of these other really obscure ones, and most of them are straight played for jokes. The first Critters is one that is like, hey, look, yeah, you can laugh at some stuff, but at the end of the day, this is still a horror movie. People are gonna die, and these things are very vicious. And like the movie does just enough to pull you back into its fictional reality.
In other words, there's actual quality.
Yeah, like yeah, again, it's a B movie, but there's enough quality there to make it like it's a good B movie. It's a good watch. It's fun time. And there's a scene where like okay, also there you could tell how like how much of a freaking when puberty hit me, how it hit me a certain way. I'll tell you this. There's a scene where like Kretz and stuff, they're basically eating all the chickens in the chicken coop, and there's one that's basically clung up to the gate. That's just kind of like basically what it's doing, like what prisoners where they're just like pulling on the bars trying to get out, and this was just basically like pulling on the bars while gnawing on the cage, trying to get out easily to get to the next meal.
Yeah.
For some reason, my young, stupid, horny ass puberty brain is thinking to myself, is he having sex with a chicken?
What?
I don't know. For like the very first time I saw this, that's what I was thinking. I was just kind of like, huh, that's weird, and then just moved on with my life. It didn't really affect anything. This is kind of just what I thought happened. But later, didn't take long to realize. Oh, that's what he's doing. Why did I think the other thing? What the fuck? Because there's not even a chicken in the shot. There's just feathers. I don't.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have anywhere near enough schooling to unpack that for you, man.
Dude, this was a very brief assumption on my part during puberty, and very quickly I'm just like, that was weird. I shouldn't think. But hey, who knows what sick things I'm into? Yes. And I like. Um. So you haven't seen the Four Critters movie, so
No, I'd be willing to though.
I would recommend them. I so if you haven't seen them, they're all on Tubi. I would say watch the first one, watch the second one, and then if you understand that the next two are going to be lower quality, but you really like what you see and you're down to just watch the another B movies, then watch 3 and 4. If you watch the first two and you're like, no, I'm good with that, that's a good place to stop. Those are my honest thoughts on the Critters franchise. It is like it start it starts out good, peaks at Critters 2, and then just kind of it just meanders downhill. Is kind of what it does. Let's just say that. But I guess with that, that should bring us. Actually, it gives us a nice, almost perfect two. It's a little over 2 hours, but that brings us to the end of this little discussion about everything. Thank you for joining me for this, Mr. Chakaron.
Of course, it's always a pleasure.
And I'd also like to thank our little friend here. I guess he was trying to make sure we talked good about. And okay, he left back into the seat. Is he going to be there the whole time?
No, oh, that now he left.
Oh, do you think he's going to be there the whole time? Does he live there now?
Uh, maybe.
Huh.
You know what? I hope that's the only one. Let's just say that. I hope that's the only one. Because if there's more, then you're going to have a lot of costs associated with that.
That's okay. I know a few bounty hunters if it becomes a problem, but let's just say we'll deal with that in the future. But
Of course.
of course, but for now, I think it time to get us to the wheel. What do you say about that, Mister Chakaron?
I think we should do a cube instead of a wheel.
Oh, I didn't prepare for a cube, but fortunately, Wendy's has cube shaped patties.
Perfect. It's all complete. The episode, it's a full circle, guys. We got
It's
him to mention Wendy's first. It's like
wait.
this
I
episode
didn't mention
has
it
been secretly
first. Well,
A
hold on.
Wendy's ad the entire time.
Hashtag not sponsored, by the way.
Hashtag not sponsored.
I'm gonna put when this goes up to YouTube. I'm gonna put in the description: consume Wendy's products.
And just for that, I hope you get sponsored.
If I get sponsored by from Wendy's off of a Critters episode, Jesus. But anyway, back to the wheel. So we have a few options here. Let some few carry over. We have Waika, which is that stop motion studio that does some honestly wonderful movies. We have Who Goes There? It's the Thing. The idea behind it is to talk about the the, the classic black and white, The Thing from Another World, John Carpenter's The Thing, and the 2012 Thing prequel sequel. And then of course a brief mention to the short story that they were all based off of called Who Goes There. Um, almost topically, we have the Mummy series, Brendan Fraser's Mummy series. So the Mummy, Return the Scorpion King,
Topical.
yeah, and Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. We have We Are the Men in Black. Much like how I'm not going to talk about all the Men in, much like how I didn't talk about all the Critters movies, I'm not going to talk about all the Men in Black movies. That one is just about the trilogy. Men in Black 4, by all accounts, seems to be its own thing.
It's standalone, I'd
Yeah.
say.
So I don't I haven't seen it, so that's admittedly that's part of it.
I've actually seen that one.
You have seen, okay, like but all accounts seem to say that it's not really connected to the trilogy. It's kind
It's
of
connected in that the MIB is an organization.
yeah. So
The movie.
so it would just feel weird to talk about that as a weird little. It would just feel like a hanger on when you talk about the trilogy. So when it's when if
Like a
we
dingleberry.
yeah like a Dinkleberry. Like so when we talk about We Are the Men in Black, it's going to be Men in Black 1 through 3. Replacing Critters, I decided to put on the Kung Fu Panda trilogy. I know that seems like a completely different thing, but
Hey, quality is quality, okay?
quality is
What
quality.
we've mentioned, quality is quality.
Yep, quality is
Absolutely
quality.
genius.
Like I have my own thoughts about them, but generally speaking, I love all three of them. DreamWorks
The
cooked.
movies.
Yeah, yeah. God. Like and also I have the Cloverfield trilogy. Everything is Schmidt's fault. If you know, you know. And by everything, I mean everything is Schmidt's fault. If you know, but and then because I've committed to keeping this on here until it randomly falls on it, Jaws.
Just the first one.
No, it's gonna be the it's gonna be like the what are there, four? Jaws, just two, Jaws Revenge, Jaws 3D, Jaws, yeah, or it's gonna be all of them. But yeah, and then of course the guest decides. Where if it lands on that, Mr. Chakaron, you get to choose any of those seven, and that'll be the topic for the next one. So
Got
without
it.
further ado, let us spin the wheel. Do a little boogie down while it's spinning. Have the music playing. Oh yeah. Ah, yes, yes. Ah, who goes there? It's the Thing.
Honestly, an amazing movie.
Uh,
Well, the John Carpenter's one is amazing. The black and white one, uh,
it's a 50s movie.
it's 50. It's a 50s movie. It's a 50s horror movie.
You,
That's for sure.
you can't say it's hard to say anything too bad about it because it was part of a lot of movies like it. But
they tried.
yeah, but
I don't know how hard they tried, but they tried.
there's
then,
there's a lot of history behind it that once you know about the short story Who Goes There, you do realize that that movie is both better and worse, but I'm going to talk about that in the next time. It's clobbering. Wait, wrong thing, Griffin.
Hey, it's clobbering time.
Get
Or
out.
something. I
Go
don't know.
back to Yancey Street. And short preview of my thoughts on all of them. I like the '50s one. I love John Carpenter's The Thing. I have a soft spot for the 2012 one. The attention to detail in recreating the locales that were found in John Carpenter's machine always just is such a nice touch to me, and they put a lot of effort into recreating what probably happened. I can't hate it, but I know it's a bad movie. but but no. But yeah, we'll talk about that in detail next time. But yeah, thank you one more time for joining me on this as I tell you all about Critters and why you should watch them on Tubi. And of course, we were actually talking about a lot of movies as well in the new and recent films and trailers. Look up Wuthering Heights. Go see Predator Badlands in theaters. Watch Frankenstein on Netflix. This episode came with a lot of recommendations.
It did.
Yeah. Also,
Nope,
do it.
nothing further. End of series. It did.
It
Ends.
it did, but I guess we should cut now because it's about time. I guess we gotta go to Wendy's. Oh,
Excellent.
I think.
Wait,
Oh, he's coming too.
I I I hear scratching.
Yeah, I
I
th- I
I
think
think you
he's
got more than one, bro.
all right. Well, it's
Let's all right.
all right.
I'll get the gasoline.
Yeah, get the gasoline. We gotta solve this.
You got matches?
I got matches.
Okay, cool. All right. All right.
All right. Yeah.